What's going on, guys? So if you are a newer subscriber to my videos, you may not know that from time to time I do actually love to review video games. I've had at least one console for every generation since the NES. My last game review that I did was for infamous Second Son. Sorry it's been a while that I haven't had a review for you guys for a new video game, but I picked up Alien Isolation because I'm a huge fan of Alien and Aliens, the movies. If you guys saw my review for Aliens Colonial Marines, the last Alien game that was made, you would know that I thought that game was pretty much terrible, and most people did. It was very disappointing. It didn't even feel like a finished game. The game felt broken, felt like PS2 graphics. It was terrible. In this game, you play as Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter. You're investigating a humongous, devastated ship. Even though we know it took place in the 1979 film starring Sigourney Weaver, she doesn't. She doesn't know what happened to her mother, and she's trying to solve that mystery while also trying to figure out exactly what happened to this vast spacecraft that she's investigating. And of course, there is an alien on board with a very good sense of smell. This is essentially a stealth survival horror game. You don't have a lot of weapons. You don't have a lot of anything in this game. A lot of people have said that true survival horror is dead, that even the Resident Evil games have become just shoot 'em up games. Being a huge fan of the Resident Evil games, in some ways I can understand that. The newer game Zombie U for the Wii U system did try to go back to that more base level, less weaponry, not a lot of health, and Alien Isolation is very much like that. You don't have that much at your disposal. As you progress throughout the game and you scavenge dead bodies and you find scraps, you're able to assemble medkits, and you do eventually find weapons, but for the most part, this is a stealth game. Alien Isolation nails a lot of things really well, and in a lot of ways, it's one of the best, if not the best, Alien game that has ever been made. It's not a perfect game. It has flaws, it has some problems, it has some glitches that a lot of other players have encountered as well. I did not encounter any of these glitches on my playthrough, so that's good, but the graphics look amazing. The alien creature is terrifying, it's well realized, it's frightening, but the best part of this game is by far just how well it's able to recreate the feel of Ridley Scott's original Alien film. All the way to the themes from Jerry Goldsmith's score, the look of the ships, everything looks perfect. The atmosphere is nailed 100%. Also, the main protagonist, Amanda Ripley, is really fun to play as. She's a strong woman, you like her, you want to help her, you want her to be okay. I suppose my main issue with the game is what a lot of people have said is one of its strengths, and for me it sort of went 50-50. See, the alien creature itself is extremely scary, and that is because it's impervious to anything. Nothing seems to really affect it. You just have to hide from it, and he will look for you forever. You hide in lockers, you hide in vents, you hide under the floor. You can hide anywhere you want, but that thing is going to find you, and I died so many times. And for me, the scariest element of this game is its lack of save points. From time to time, it will autosave after a big cutscene, but for the most part, you have to find these phones that are everywhere and save at those phones, and there's not that many of them. At one point, I lost like 30 minutes of progress because an alien just came out of a vent and sucked me up into the vent. There was no warning at all. It just, there he was, and I was like, oh, okay. I started out on medium, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna switch to easy because this is really hard. And even on easy, it was still grueling. But for me, even more scary than the aliens were the working Joes, the androids that are in this game. When their eyes turn red, when they decide they don't like you, they're gonna follow you forever until they kill you. And they're also pretty impervious to weapons. You gotta shoot them like 3 or 4 times directly in the head before they fall over. Like early on in the game, I had a wrench. I was like, I'll just beat this thing over the head with the wrench and continue on with my day. He catches my hand and kills me in one punch. That's the kind of stuff you get with Alien Isolation. You realize, okay, this isn't like normal video games. This is more realistic. If a android punches you in the face, probably you're gonna die. So you die. Now, I'm not going to spoil the ending of this game for you guys, so don't worry, but it left me wanting more. There was an element to it where I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, it was really suspenseful. I liked how it wasn't as cliched in regards to the big final boss element of most video games like this. It was a lot more like Ridley Scott's movie, but the actual ending, I was like, But Alien Isolation kept me interested because the gameplay was so much like Ridley Scott's original film, which I loved. It was scary, it was intense, I did care about the character, and despite how frustrating it got from time to time, I did continue to go back and play more because I was invested in the story of the game, and it was fun. So I'm going to give Alien Isolation a 7.5 out of 10. If you guys didn't know, I do numbers for games and letters for movies. Thank you so much as always for watching, guys. I'm going to continue to do more game reviews as often as I can. I'm going to try to get back into that for you guys because I know I've gotten a lot of requests for that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.